Welcome back, everybody, to the Meeple Marathon and our continued coverage of our Halloween half marathon. Today we're going to be looking at Mysterium. Now, normally Mysterium is a game that you have to play multiplayer. Someone plays as a ghost and they are passing out clues and attempting to get everyone to pick a specific kind of clue style, who did it, where, and with what weapon. And then once everybody has accomplished that within 6 rounds, you select one actual person and you give everybody 3 cards to try and guess the correct person. And the objective is that hopefully everybody wins. So it's kind of like a cooperative game, but it almost feels like a one versus many game. Obviously, that's really hard for me to show, especially right now with everything being on lockdown. So what we're going to show you is Mysterium, the app. And what's nice about the app is that you don't need other people. So essentially think of, for those of you who are familiar with the game Dixit, think of cards like that. They're very abstract art cards. These definitely have a more like ominous, gloomy feel to them, but for the most part, just abstract art cards. And as the ghost, you're not allowed to speak. You are trying to get people to guess, certain suspects, locations, or murder weapons on the board using these clues, these clue cards. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much how the game plays. So the app here gives you several modes to play. The story mode here, you can see it's got all these different cases that they kind of walk you through it, and it's a way of learning how to play. But after like the first or second one, you can see after the third one I pretty much had it down and was moving on. So most people are going to go in here into play, and so you can see they have a quick play where they're just going to throw you in a multiplayer game. This is against real people. You might be thrown in as the ghost, you might be thrown in as a psychic. Psychic is the word for all the other players because you're being given visions by the ghost. Online is where you would choose exactly, under what standards do you want to play. I'm not that familiar with Blitz because this is not a mode that's in the actual board game. Pass and play is a way to play multiplayer by just passing the board around, kind of like the ghost selects card, then he passes it to the person he wants it to see, they make their selection, you pass it back. But what we're going to cover today is solo. So here you can play alone with AI configured how you want it, and this is what highlights the app being nice to have over the actual game. So we're going to play with 3 psychics. And so technically it's a 4-player game at this point. The ghost is going to be controlled by the AI. I am going to play on easy. We're not going to play with clairvoyance. Clairvoyancy is a way for you to kind of vote whether you think your opposing teammates have guessed the right card or not. You kind of slide in a vote, and if you're correct in your vote, like if you think they got it wrong and actually got it wrong, you gain clairvoyancy points, and these points are used to give you an easier time at the end of the game. We're not going to play with any additional expansions, but we're just going to kind of show you how the game plays here. So you can see here in the upper left, I am the guy with the spectacles and the dark mustache, that kind of creepy hooded head bust thing shows me that I am that person. So I'm kind of waiting at this point for the ghost to send me some cards. Okay, so you have a vision. I've been given 2 cards here. I've been given this vampire and this creature with a Jason mask. So let's look through our cards, because this actually looks very much similar to the magician here. The red cape, the facial hair, but let's look throughout. This one, I mean, maybe something about that creature, and the push kind of looks like a push pin. I feel like that's stretching it more. Then there's this lady who's growing. She's growing what looks like potatoes, so I could see her growing mushrooms, but I don't see where the vampire fits in. And then there's this guy who's kind of creepy like the vampire, but I don't understand where this is going to go. And so I actually like this very first card here, and that's going to be our choice. You can also see up in the top here that clock symbol has a blue bar that's slowly disappearing. That's my time limit for making my decision. The computer, they've already made their choices, and so you can see here I was wrong. So the other two opponents are actually moving on to their location cards, and I'm still stuck in the game trying to figure out who my suspect is. So here I have been given a vision. I can look through the two cards that the ghost has sent me, and now that everybody's gotten a card, that 2-minute timer starts. Okay, so a snake charmer and a chair. I want to say right off the bat, and you can also see that these two people here were chosen by the other players, and so they're out. So really it's her or him. I'm gonna go with this girl because of this whole pincushion thing. Yeah, I don't really know where the red fits in, except for like maybe sewing and upholstery. I have no idea where this fits in. So this is who we're gonna choose. As I stated just a second ago, and I'll state it again, I am not very good at this game. As you can see, this whole interpretation of cards is not in my bag. And obviously I got it wrong again. I don't even really need any cards this time. I'm just going to go down here, and I'm going to choose this guy because he's the only one left. Everyone else has been narrowed down, and I am far behind. But again, this is a, kind of a semi-cooperative game. All right, yes, I'm ready to reveal that I finally got it correct. All right, good. So the other two got theirs wrong, so I'll catch up a little bit here. Okay, so location now. Again, I am kind of clueless until I'm given cards by the ghost. I guess that you having to wait a second is kind of, they're trying to make it feel like it does in the actual game when you're sitting there waiting, but I don't know why. Okay, so in this one here, there's the buttons and all these strings. This seems like someplace somebody would sew. I don't think that either one of these look like a pool. Maybe I could see this one, but that really doesn't. Let's see what he chose. He's also choosing. Let's see, he's choosing the kitchen. Oh no, that disappeared on me. Oh, he already chose the seamstress, and it was wrong. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I had. You have to pay attention to when you've clicked on other people, because that could really mess up your. So everybody moves over. At this point, I'm not really sure if the AI gets any bonuses for having finished early. As long as we all make sure that we have some hours left on the clock, I think we're good. So, all right, this last one is the murder weapon. So you can see hers was the fork. And the only card he gave me was this thing that looks like flashlights. So I'm going to choose the candles, because this kind of looks like candles, the opposite of candles. That's my justification. So we both got it right, and so we are all moving now on to the phase where the ghost is going to select one of our three. And you can see our three boards and all their locations. So the ghost just picks one. Probably picks one that he feels like he has good clue cards for. And then I believe these are always ordered in that this is his clue for the person, this is his clue for the location, and this is his clue for the last part. So I like this one in the fact that, well, actually I kind of like this one, but really because of the theme. Whereas this one, though, this one has clothes hanging up in the background and a coat with a pocket. But man, this guy, I'm really not sure where these apples come from, except that there's red and there's red around the fork. but I also don't know why he would have chosen the eyes with the knives, whereas this one up here, he's got the blade, and this one has blades. And this one goes along with the dress, makes me think of the dress, and this one I'm just kind of lost. But I'm going to stick with mine. I think he has chosen my person, and again, it doesn't matter. He's just trying to get 2 out of 3 of us to guess correctly. Oh no! I was not even close. Okay, so like I said, I am not very good at this game. And that's it. That's as long as it takes. Very quick games, and if you were to play multiplayer, it might take a little bit longer because real human people are thinking. But that's pretty much it. I'm not going to bother with online or anything like that. I do just want to show you how it plays if you are the ghost, and this is actually my preferred way to play, even though, again, I am not very good at it, but I like looking through here and deciding on the clue cards. So you can see that you know who the person's thing is. And so what you want to do at this point is pick who can I give the best clues to right off the bat. So there's this guy who's a magician, kind of like this kind of looks very magical. I don't know about the door or the foot. So really, but see, as soon as I pass, and that's another thing, say if I give him this card right here, and I say he's ready to go, I'm only using 1 card from my 7 that I get to choose from. That 1 card's going to disappear, but I don't have anything better to give to anybody else. So, no, I gave this to the wrong person. I wanted you to have this. Okay. Yeah. So let's see, is there anything that this guy really is good at? So I like the blue and the police blue. I also like the boot because the policeman's probably wearing a boot. And I'm going to give him this trench coat guy too. Alright, so I'm going to send these to that very top person. Now you can see those 3 cards were replaced. He's got a check mark because he's made his decision. Okay, apple, crows, feet here, more apples, with the tree, but it's red. So I'm going to focus on the red aspect of this. Let's see, because he's definitely the most red. So I'm going to send these off to him. And I could send him 1. I could send him 2, 3. I think maybe even 4. I'm not sure what the limit is. All right, so woman and woman. There's also a woman in this one. So I'm going to send her that. This is just funky. I'm going to send her this one too. I guess there are other women in here, so but there's nothing in here that makes me think of a clock, except for maybe the circles in here, so we're going to go with that. Alright, so everybody's been given their stuff, and the app's not going to tell us who got and everybody's wrong except for that guy. So again, going back and using the same set of cards here, we're going to have to continue this charades. So I'm going to give it to this guy, and is the top hat going to be confusing because they each have a hat on? Other people have hats on, but maybe not. Maybe this is a fancy hat. Okay, so let's send those off. This guy is now at his desk. Ooh, so let's send him. See, there's a boat and stormy waters. So let's send him this one. We're really going to focus on the boat thing. We're going to save that. Yeah, I think those 2 are good. Let's hope that he picks up on the boat. Alright, and then we're back to this guy, this lady here, who is all about time. Ooh, so the gears of the box. And I really don't want to confuse her, so I don't know what else to send her. So I'm going to stop with that. Now, at any point in time, if I completely did not like my cards, but I liked my cards that time. Actually, I had good cards, and I was able to get everybody to guess correctly. If I don't like a few or any of my cards, I can hit this crow up here and actually choose which cards I want to discard from the game and draw new ones. And essentially you get like 3 crows, one per kind of round, one per the suspect round, one per the location round, and one per the weapon round. Okay, so this one's got meat and animals in it. What's this other lady, so I don't get her confused? Okay, so this one has elephant in it, so I'm definitely giving him the elephant. And what else? And large cats. So I'm giving large cats. And yeah, we're just gonna stop there. Okay, so I'm gonna send those off to him. He's up there. Let's see what he's working with. All right, he's got the blade. Tools. Now, see, I think of the shears there. If I send him that, yeah, I really don't like anything here. All right, so here's meat. See, at this point, I'm just kind of lost. This does kind of look like the meat. So what I'm gonna do is here, I'm gonna chuck all the rest of these cards. Okay, I'm gonna get 6 new cards. I couldn't chuck the one that I'm preparing to use. All right, and then I'm gonna send him this one because of the greenery. So we'll see if he gets that. And then we gotta send this guy something. No. Man, none of these are giving me any sort of impression of the blade. So I'm just gonna send you this, and he's obviously ahead, so not gonna worry too much about it. I'll give everybody else time to catch up. Again, I'm not really sure what the dramatic pause is for there, but okay. So again, didn't do so hot. Let's see here. He's got the meat, cheese. Yeah, let's send this. And it's not that. No, just send him the rat. Alright, you've got the blade, and we already know that there's nothing really here that's very blade-like an iron. Alright, so these strings kind of make me think of clothesline. The iron does kind of look like a boat. So we're going to stop there. We're going to send you that. And this, the only thing I can think of that's even remotely... I guess these two might work because they're kind of sharp looking. Okay. So let's see what the outcome is. Oh, alright. So she got the boat reference, I guess. And the blade. I really just don't have anything, and I'm running out of time here. Okay, he can't miss though, so I really just need to send him one thing, and he's still working on the blade, which there's really nothing here. It's good for the blade, but he's also getting close to having guessed out everything. So let's just send this to him. And this guy, what do I feel like won't be useful in the weapon stage? This one. Okay. Alright. The top guy should at least get his location because there's literally nothing left for him to choose. So they both got it. So now we just got to get this one guy to guess in 2 more rounds what his weapon is. He's already got 2 that have been removed from the board for him, the shears, but I got rid of that one. Clip shears. organ. See, none of these really. And this, I'm sure there's some people out there who probably feel like, ooh, yeah, I could see lots of stuff in all of these, but I mean, bedtime. So it's either a vase, a statue, or shears. I'm gonna send this because of the trap, because that's sharp looking. Underwater, I mean, this, sure. Alright, so at least I have a blade now. I can send him something with a blade. Next round, worst case scenario. Maybe we'll get lucky and he'll get it. Nope. Okay, so back to the drawing board. Again, why is there such a long pause right there? Final hour. Yeah, I get it. Alright, the blades. I'm not going to confuse you with anything else. And a vampire. That really wouldn't have been helpful either. Okay, good. As I've said several times in this video, I am not very good at this game. Alright, so now I get to choose which lineup I want to use. So again, let's look over here, and I really like the magician and the vampire connection, so I'm going to try and do this one. Alright, then this other one, ooh, this one definitely. And then this last one with the blade, again, there's nothing very blade-like. What's this on this card? You can, if you double tap on the screen or hold down, there you go. If you hold down on the screen, you can get a magnifying glass, you can get a closer look. You can do this as the ghost or the psychic. The balloon. I mean, this, just because it kind of looks like the blade. Hopefully, no, let's put you back. I have a crow. I'm gonna see if there's anything better for the blade. Ooh, perfect. Okay. I think that is literally about as good as we can get. So I'm going to check off, and so now all three of them see these three cards. And they are trying to decide who's it going to be. And it looks like you can see the three orbs have been placed on the guy. Those are really good clues. We were not that lucky. And I normally lose these games. But we were finally victorious. Defeat as a psychic, victorious as a ghost. So anyways, this was Mysterium. This is in app form, but like I said, it plays very similar. You know, as a kind of a cooperative in-person game. It's very, like, you know, it's not, I wouldn't call it a party game, but it's certainly not like Catan or anything like that. It's something that people can socialize while they're playing and not get lost in. So. But the app does give you the ability to, especially right now, play against someone who's not in your house. Pass and play if you really wanted to. Blitz, like I said, I'm not really sure what Blitz is. But the solo aspect is just kind of fun. There's very quick games. You go through them, and it's almost, you know, can kind of reset your brain a little bit. So, yeah, that is Mysterium. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos, especially as we get through the second half of our half marathon to Halloween, please consider subscribing to the channel. Once again, thanks for watching.